Hey everybody, this is Coach D with TackleTrading.com here with the thought of the day. Today's thought of the day was inspired by our daily email series, which if you're not reading, you got to. It's absolutely fantastic. The current rendition of it is called the Options Heuristics series. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is heuristics. And if you're not familiar with what heuristics are, it's a pretty cool concept, and I think everybody needs to learn more about it. Heuristics are, in essence, the inner working of the mind. There's two core definitions that you'll come across if you look up the word heuristics. The first is the trial and error process our brains go through as we learn new information. And the second definition you'll come across is it's a clinical psychology term that is used for the shortcuts that the brain takes between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And whether you know it or not, you have two parts of your brain that influence your decision-making processes. Your conscious mind, which you know about, those are your conscious thoughts. But you also have your subconscious mind that is constantly influencing your conscious mind, and a lot of times it makes decisions for you. A real simple example of a heuristic shortcut that the brain takes, that we all have probably experienced in our lives, is I'm sure you can remember a time where you saw maybe something out of your peripheral vision that looked like a spider or a snake on the ground or something that scares you, and your subconscious mind kicks in, automatically takes over your body. You have an automatic response. You jump out of the way because your brain's not going to wait for your conscious mind to process the information because there's danger. Well, literally, your subconscious mind takes over, and your conscious mind eventually catches up and goes, okay, that's not a snake on the ground. It's just a stick. Whew, that was close. Well, in the day-to-day decision-making processes, our subconscious mind is that powerful. It impresses upon our minds, and it really influences our decision-making processes. And what that means is if we want to become better decision makers, we need to work on not only our conscious mind, we need to understand how our subconscious mind works, and we can work on reprogramming it through things like classic conditioning. Condition your mind to give you the responses you want. And that just takes practice, repetition, maybe some meditation, for example, or even little simple things like classic Pavlovian conditioning where you create a little reward system for yourself. And a simple practical application for you that we can all understand would be using like a stop loss, for example. Subconsciously, none of us like losing. We all have loss aversion. And so we get into a trade, for example, we start to lose a little bit of money on, and with the recent downturn in the market, we've all seen some crazy stuff going on there. And our conscious mind is going to sometimes get tricked into staying in the trade longer, letting the losses mount more, because we hope that the trade will come back, that loser will turn into a winner. And rather than doing the simple, smart decision, which would be to cut the losses off, rip the Band-Aid off, we allow our brains to talk us into staying in the trade longer and losing more money. Well, that's part of your heuristics. And if you want to improve that decision-making process for yourself, you need to automate it, program your brain differently, and condition yourself so that it becomes automatic. That when you start to feel or experience a loss on a trade, you're out. You pull the plug. And the simplest way to do that, in my opinion, is to automate it. But work on those thought processes. Identify your thought patterns. And work on reprogramming your mind through your heuristics processes. If you want to learn more about heuristics, there's a really great book on the topic. It's called Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow by Daniel Kahneman, who is an award-winning Nobel Prize. He's actually a Nobel Prize economist who won the Nobel Prize in economics for his work on prospect theory, which is also fascinating for, I think, learning how to trade. It just helps you understand how the brain works better, and if you want to become a better decision maker, you need to understand how your brain works. Study some heuristics and work on some conditioning for yourself to give you a better decision-making process outcome.